Good morning, everyone. So glad to have you for our last session. So let's make it a good one, all right? Always remember to listen to your body, take breaks if you need to, and let's have fun, okay? So let's get started with our warm-up first, and then we'll get into the nitty-gritty of it. All right, so sitting up nice and tall, roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Nice tall posture. We'll start with those 3 inhales and 3 exhales. So big breath in and out. Inhale and exhale. One more and let it out. Good. Give your body a nice little shake. Sometimes we just gotta wake the body up a little bit more before we get deeper into those muscles. So let's warm up our neck. So chin to chest. Start with the neck circle any direction you'd like to start in this morning. Sometimes our body knows exactly where it wants to begin. And just be gentle as you go around. And the next time your chin meets your chest, let's pause and then go in the opposite direction. Sometimes it feels a little funny going the other way, depending on how your neck feels this morning. Always being very mindful and gentle with the neck. Good. And the next time your chin meets your chest, pause once more. On an inhale, sit tall, and we'll shake our head side to side, no. So really just getting into the range of motion with our neck this morning. Good. And then slowly start to bring your gaze back to center, and we're gonna look up and down. So shaking your head, yes, but do it extra slow, especially when you look up. Any neck discomfort, you're going to make the movement much smaller, or maybe you just skip this movement. Good, and let's bring that gaze back to center. Let's start to warm up our shoulders. So we're gonna start with our arms out to a T, little tiny circles to the front. And I want you to make them progressively bigger. So as you go around, maybe a little bit bigger, and a little bit bigger, and a little bit bigger, until you can't make them any bigger. So you're really getting that full range of motion through that shoulder joint. And again, any shoulder considerations make the movement smaller. All right, so let's bring it back to a smaller circle. Take your time. Let's find that really tiny circle to the front. Take a pause, reverse it. So little tiny circles to the back. And then again, slowly start to make them a little bit bigger and a little bigger and bigger still. And then as big as you can. Yours might look different than mine or your neighbor's here. So we're just finding our range of motion. Ooh, these shoulders are getting warm. And then start to make that circle small again. Make them smaller. And then get it to the smallest circle you can make. And let's give those a shake. Hey, anytime you're fighting gravity, we're working those muscles. So they're getting nice and warm this morning. Take your hands out in front. Let's push and pull. Push and pull. Good. Push and pull. When you pull back, make sure you're squeezing your shoulder blades together, warming up the upper back. Push and pull. Good. Push and pull. Last 4, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo. I think upper body's probably feeling a bit warm, so let's get into our spine, our core, and then we'll move down. So let's move into the spinal flexion and extension. So we're gonna inhale, scoop up and open the chest, gaze up. Exhale, tuck and round through the spine, chin to chest. Inhale, up and open. Exhale, tuck and round. Inhale, up and open. Exhale, tuck and round. Really draw your navel in. Inhale, up and open. Exhale, tuck and round. Last one. Inhale, up and open. Exhale, tuck and round. Inhale to sit tall. Arms up, navel to spine. Gently twist to the left. Twist to the right. Doesn't actually matter what side you start with, as long as we even it out. Again, warming up the rib cage, the spine, the abdominals. Want everything to be nice and happy before we get a little deeper into those big strength movements and cardio movements. Last 2, 1 and a 2. Good, shake that out. Very nice. All right, let's bring our arms out to our sides. Let's reach with our right hand down and over, right hand down and over. Good. Down and over, down and over. Last 4, 4, 3, 2, and a 1. Good. Shake that out. Other arm. So left arm reaches down and over, down and over, down and over, down and over. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. Shake that out. All right, let's wake up these legs. Let's just start to march it out. Sometimes it's just nice to get the blood pumping a little bit more in this warm up. Really waking up those legs because we got our cardio section is next and we're going to be working them. All right, let's step over our hurdle this morning. How does that sound? So let's take our right leg, step over that hurdle, bring it back in, left leg over the hurdle, bring it back in. If you want, you can add an arm, add the other arm. Good, nice big movements. Open and close. Good, last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, let's go up. So let's start with our right side. So right arm, right leg up, left arm, left leg up. So alternating up and up, back and forth. You got it. Lift and lower, lift and up. Good. Keep breathing. Try not to hold your breath. That tends to happen a lot. No holding our breath here. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Extend the legs, give them a shake. Let's wake up those quads just a tiny bit more. Flex your feet, alternating little tiny leg lifts. Try and keep the knees as straight as you can, but not with discomfort. So if your knees are a little cranky, micro bend to the knee. Good. And then bring the feet together and we're going to slide our right leg out and in, left leg out and in. So once more, warming up those hips, sitting up nice and tall. Good. Last 4, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Walk those legs back in. If you need an extra little shake, give them an extra little shake. Let's come up onto our toes, then our heels. Toes and heels. Good. Toes, heels, toes, heels. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woohoo. Maybe pump them out. One last little ankle warm up there. Maybe shake them out. And I think we're ready to start to bring that heart rate up, all right? Are we feeling ready? Maybe let's take a collective inhale and exhale. So big breath. Let it out. All right, now we're ready. Okay, so our first move is a little bit of a brain teaser because we have to think a little bit here. So I'm going to bring both of my arms over to the left while I step out with my right foot. Then I'm going to switch. I'm going to bring them both over to the right, step out with my left foot, and alternate. So you're going to try and move as quickly as you can for 10 seconds in this position, okay? Second movement of the day, I call these seated ellipticals. So you're going to do same arm, same leg. So it doesn't matter which side you start with. I'm just going to start with my right. So right side, then left side, right side, and left side. So that's the slower version, which you can do. You can certainly just tap it out and bring it back in, totally fine. Or if you want to go a little faster, there's a little bit of a bounce to it. So you're going to do this for 10 seconds. Again, you can tap them out for 10 seconds or you can bounce them out for 10 seconds. All right, so let's go back to that first movement. Any side you want to start with, doesn't matter as long as you keep moving. All right, 10 seconds on the clock. I'm going to start with my arms going to the left and my leg going to the right. Okay, ready? Here we go. 4, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo. If you had any trouble with that one, it's a new one and we're going in all different directions. So don't worry, it's going to take the body a second to kind of pick it up. So no worries. So let's do our next movement, our seated elliptical, either tapping it out or bouncing it out, okay? 10 seconds either way. Same arm, same leg. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. That one gets my heart rate up. Take a deep breath in and out. All right. Round 2, same thing. Let's go back to those alternating movements. Ready for 10 seconds. Go as fast as you feel comfortable with. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo. Good. Shake it out. Deep breaths. And when you're ready, we're going to move into that elliptical. Any which way you want to start. 10 seconds on the clock. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo. Nice. We only got one more round. Hang on. Deep breaths. Little recovery and then right back in. Ready for the alternating movement. Last round. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Made it through that one. One more movement. 10 seconds. Are we ready? Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo. Shake it out. Take some deep breaths. Let that heart rate come down a little bit. You did a nice job with the cardio. Got it out of the way. That's why I always put it first. Just get it out of the way. All right, so we're gonna work our upper body. We'll give that lower body a little bit of a break. It's a lot of work. So did the upper body, but we're gonna tackle that first, and then we'll do some leg strengthening. So if you have weights, water bottles, cans, or nothing, use what you got. All right, so I'm gonna start with a combination movement. So what I would like you to do is bring your hands and dumbbells down to the sides. Fingernails are gonna face forward. So you're gonna lift up to shoulder height, curl your weights in towards your chest, extend back, and all the way down. That's a lot, but that is one rep. We're hitting a lot of different muscles just doing those movements together, okay? So we're working the shoulders and biceps, and you need the support of your upper back and chest, as well as your core. So when you're ready, sit tall, lift, curl, extend, lower, 1. Lift, curl, extend, lower, 2. Lift, curl, extend, lower, 3. Lift, curl, extend, lower, 4. You got it. Lift, curl, extend, lower, 5. Lift, curl, extend, lower, 6. Lift, curl, extend, lower, 7. Lift, curl, extend, lower, 8. Lift, curl, extend, lower, 9. Lift, curl, extend, lower, 10. Take a little rest. We're gonna go 2 movements pretty much back to back just to really get into those muscle fibers. So I'm going to demonstrate the first movement. So arms are going to come up, fingernails face up towards the ceiling. You're going to do an extended bicep curl. So you're going to curl in towards your shoulders and very carefully extend. The most important thing is that slow control when we release the curl, okay? So we're gonna do 10 of these, then we're gonna immediately flip over and do 10 shoulder pulses, all right? We've been building up to this, okay? So bring your arms out, fingernails up, curl it in for 10, extend, 9, extend, 8, extend, 7, extend, 6, extend, 5, extend, 4, extend, nice and controlled, 3, extend, 2, extend, last one, curl it in, out, carefully rotate fingernails down, pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, woo, release. You can say goodbye to these. Place them off to the side, really shake those arms out. If you have any burning sensation, that's just lactic acid buildup, so we just like to shake it out. All right, give the arms a break. Let's hang out with our legs for a bit. So last week, if you were here last week, we did a little bit of like a standing prep. So you don't have to get out of your chair, especially if that's not something that's accessible to you. You can stay seated during this movement. So last week we did double legs. I'll just show you again. With a flat back, you drive your heels into the ground and you maybe lift your seat off of your chair, or you hinge forward and you drive your heels into the ground. And that really turns on your big muscle groups, your gluteus maximus, and even your hamstrings and quads. So this week, we're gonna mix it up. I want you to take your right foot, step it slightly forward, keep your left foot underneath your left knee, but right foot's gonna be a little bit further out. So we're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna hinge forward, drive the weight into your heels. You can stay in your chair and really feel your glutes activate. You can even squeeze them together. Or you can pop your hips up a little bit if you have the balance and ability, and then come right back down, okay? Key here, flat back, nose over toes. You can have your hands either crossed. Some people like to keep them on their chair. If you have armrests, that's fine. You can put them there. Totally up to you. So you do not have to lift your hips out of your chair. Keep driving your heels into the ground. So we're gonna do 10 reps both sides. All right, here we go. Hinge forward and push down. Sit tall, 1. Hinge forward, push down. Sit tall, 2. Sit, hinge forward, push down. Sit, 3. Forward and push. Sit tall, 4. Forward and push. Sit tall, 5. Forward and push. Sit tall, 6. Forward and push. Sit tall, 7. Forward and push. Sit tall, 8. Forward and push. Sit tall, 9. Last one. Forward and push. Sit tall, 10. Woo, woo, woo. Shake it out. If you especially lifted your hips out of the chair, your legs are probably a little bit more fatigued. Either way, we're really working those big important muscle groups by driving our heels into the ground and either trying to or actually lifting our hips. So we're gonna alternate. So left foot out in front, right foot stays right under the right knee. Same thing, you can have your hands across, you can have your hands on your chair, or if you have armrests, you can use those, whatever you prefer. Hips can stay in the chair or not. 10 reps. Here we go. Hinge forward and dig into the ground with those heels. Sit tall. Hinge forward and dig. Sit tall, 2. Forward and dig. Sit tall, 3. Forward and dig. Sit tall, 4. Forward and dig. Sit tall, 5. Nice flat back. Forward and dig. Sit tall, 6. Forward, dig those heels in. Sit tall, 7, you're almost there. Forward and dig those heels. Sit tall, 8. Forward, dig. Sit tall, 9. Last one, forward and dig. Sit tall, 10. Woo, 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 woo. Shake it out. Nice work. We're gonna give those bigger leg muscles a little break. I'm gonna come back to them right before we close out here. But I also wanna get the smaller muscle groups, our calves and even our shins involved. So what I'd like to do is I wanna challenge them a bit more. We're gonna use our own body weight to do so. So if you can hinge forward and place your forearms on your thighs, ideally with a nice flat back. If you can't come that far down, you can use your hands. You can do a slight hinge and use your hands. All right, so chest is open, back is flat. We're gonna lift up onto our heels, little pause at the top, and come back down. So we're gonna do 10 reps. Ready? Here we go. So we're lifting and lowering. 1, lift, lower 2, lift, lower 3, good, lift, lower 4, lift, lower 5, lift, lower 6, lift, lower 7, lift, lower 8, lift, lower 9, lift, lower 10. Good. Extend the legs, give them a little shake. What I need you to do next is scooch all the way to the very back of your chair so you are fully supported. We're gonna finish out these quads with a little bit of some fun flutter kicks. So you're gonna bring your legs out, flex your feet. We're gonna alternate flutter kicks. We're gonna do it for 20 seconds instead of 10. Last class, gotta step it up a notch. So are we ready? We're gonna extend those legs, flex those feet as quickly as you can. Flutter kick for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Extra bonus, feet together, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. I like to throw in those little bonuses sometimes. So shake out those legs. Nice job, everyone. Sit nice and tall. Let's take a big inhale and an exhale. This class goes by fast. All right, so we did a lot of good work with these muscles. Now let's get our stretch on. So let's start with stretching out our quads and hip flexors. We did a lot with those today. So let's come on to our right hip to start this time around. Bring your left leg behind you so your knee points down to the ground. Sit up nice and tall. Good. Tuck the tailbone under to open up that hip even more. And then I think if you want, this is optional, you can raise your left arm up and even arch a little bit open and back. You might notice even more of a nice stretch through that hip flexor. If it's too much, come right back to center. So nice deep breaths here. Just really focusing on lengthening, getting a good movement through, or good opening rather, through that hip flexor. So squeezing the glute, tucking the hip under, maybe opening up if that feels nice for your body, whatever works for you this morning. Good. If your arm is up, you can bring it down and you can set the leg back to the front. Very carefully and mindfully, let's come onto your left hip, stepping your right leg back. Right knee points down. Again, tuck the tailbone under. Even squeezing that glute also helps to open up the hip. So find a nice tall position first. Hug the navel in towards the spine. And then if you want, you can add in that opening. So lifting up the right arm, reaching up and back. Really depends on how you feel this morning. Sometimes it feels good. Sometimes it feels a little wonky. So we just respect and listen to what our body wants. And one side is sometimes different than the other. Good. And if your arm is still up, you can drop it down very carefully. Bring that leg back in. Slowly come back to center. Sometimes I even like to do a little hip rotation. I just come up onto my toes and I gently drop both knees to one side and then the other. That sometimes feels really nice. All right, so let's bring those legs out in front. We'll do our double hamstring stretch and then we'll release our lower back. So hands to the top of your thighs. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, keep the chest open, spine long, and gently hinge forward, either placing the hands above or below the knees. Just finding a spot where you feel a little bit of a stretch. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. And remember to draw the navel in towards the spine to support the lower back. Good. And if it's too much on the lower back, you can always walk your hands up a little bit. It is normal to feel a stretch though in the lower back when you do this. Good. Inhale, sit tall, walk those feet back. Let's take our right leg, bring it up towards our chest. Maybe circle out that ankle a little bit, either direction. Good. I'm going to give another option. And if this is not accessible to you, you can stay here because this is a great place to stay. The second option is to cross an angle on top of your thigh. So you're opening up into what we call a figure 4 position. When you do this, you might automatically feel a stretch on that outer right hip. That's what we want. And I also want you to flex this foot. It helps to protect the knee joint. Your knee might not be as flat or as open as mine. It might actually be here. That's fine too. So wherever you are is perfectly okay. You might hinge forward very gently. If it's too much, sit back tall, but we'll stay here for a couple of breaths. Just allowing that hip to open. It's a little bit of a deeper hip stretch. Good, one more breath. And then slowly come back to that first position and then we'll release, let's shake it out. Okay, so other leg, lifting your left leg up towards your chest, circle out the ankle when you get there, just because it feels nice, usually. Good. And this is a good place to stay if you prefer, your body knows what's best for you, or if you'd like to try the same position on this side, go for it. So just gently place your ankle on your thigh, open up the hip as much as your body will allow, flexing your foot, sitting up tall, maybe hinging forward slightly. It really depends how tight these outer hips are. Deep breaths. Good, one more. Slowly and carefully bring that hip back, pause, and then extend, shake that out. All right, stretch out the upper body real quick here because it did a lot earlier. You might have already forgotten, but it did a lot of work. So bring your hands forward, thumbs face up, take an inhale. And as you exhale, bring it back, open up the chest, take another big inhale. Feel the expansion between the intercostal space of the ribs. Really opening and expanding. Take another big inhale. And as you exhale, give yourself a really big hug, forward, fold around into it. Navel comes to spine. And as always, as you breathe into your back, it really expands those muscles. So fill up those lungs to a deeper stretch. And on an inhale, sit tall, release both arms, shake it out. We did a lot with the shoulders, so we do need to stretch those. Let's take our right arm, reach it up forward, cross it over the body. Left hand gently brings it in towards the body. Extend through those fingertips. Breathe into that right shoulder. One more deep breath. And as you exhale, gently bring it down, shake it out. Good. Other side. So left arm comes up, over, right hand gently presses it in towards the body. Extend through your fingertips. I'm creating nice long lines of energy here through our muscles. Continuing to keep that nice slow breath. Remember, long exhales tell the body it's time to relax, which it is. All the hard work is done. Good. On your next exhale, gently release, shake that out. Shake it all out one last time. We'll find our perfect seated posture. So palms face forward, roll the shoulders up, back, down, rib cage in, navel in. Grow through the crown of your head, feet firmly planted into the floor. Ready? 3 inhales and exhales, deep breath. Let it out. 2 more, inhale and out. Last one, and out. Shake it out. Nice job, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me this month. It's been a pleasure. I'm Meredith, and you can find me at strongerwithagefitness.com.